the curve showing figure 3 has parametric equations x equals 6 sine t, y equals 5 sine 2t between 0 and pi over 2. The region R shown shaded in figure 3 is bounded by the curve in the x-axis. Part A says, show that the area of R is given by the integral 0 of pi over 2 between 0 of pi over 2 60 sine t cos squared t dt for 3 marks. So remember, parametric integration is y dx dt. Okay. So just find out what these are and then you're done. Or just, I mean, not you're done, but just put them in. So if x is equal to 6 sine t, then dx dt would be 6 cos t, wouldn't it? That's a fact. So dx dt would be 6 cos t. So that means putting that in, I'm going to have y, which is 5 sine 2t. Dx dt is 6 cos t. So I'll times that by 6 cos t dt. And this is a definite integral. We know that it's between 0 and pi over 2 for this region here. So we're going to put the limits in there as well. Are we happy with that so far, guys? Does that make sense? Yeah? Now I can do a little bit of tidying up, just constants for now. 5 times 6 is 30. So 30 sine 2t cos t. Now this is definitely correct algebraically, but they've got something a bit different. What's going on here, guys? What do I do? Any ideas? What comes to mind? Exactly. Double angle formula. Fantastic. Brilliant. Fantastic. Double angle formula for sine 2t, which we should all know, is equal to 2 sine t cos t. So all I can do is just plug that in there. So it becomes equal to 30 times 2 sine t cos t. And then I've got another cos t there, dt. It's between 0 and pi over 2, like that. Okay? So now we are here. And then what we can do is say, well, fine. We got 0 and pi over 2. 30 times 2 is 60. Um, they got sine t, yes. Sine t and then cos square t. Brilliant. 60 sine t cos square t dt. And that is it. How many of us got that? Yeah? Good stuff. Brilliant. Brilliant. Fantastic. So that's done. Now part B says hence show by algebraic integration that the area of R is exactly 20. So how do I do that? Just integrating now. As we can see, let me write this again. It's of the exact same format as before. So cos square t dt. Can you see we've got a function here, cos t, and it's got a certain power. The thing multiplying it, the sine t, is the derivative of that. Cos will, provided you adjust the constant, right? Cos differentiates to negative sine. So I know that I can use that. So what I'll do is let's try y equals cos cubed t. dy dt, if I differentiate that, is going to be 3 cos t to the 2 times by minus sine t. And then that tidies up to be minus 3 sine t, cos square t. And then if I was to integrate that, I would get back to the original. Do you guys agree with that? Does that make sense? Yeah? Is everybody happy with that? Yeah? So the question is, how do I get what we've got? If I put that there, 60 sine t cos squared t dt, it's the exact same integral bar a constant. What do I times to go from a negative 3 to a 60, guys? Exactly, negative 20. So therefore, I've got to times that by negative 20 as well, don't I? So it's going to be negative 20 uh, cos cubed t. Does that make sense, guys? Put plus c, it's the general one. We happy with that? Anybody get that? Yeah? Good stuff. So then now we can then say definite integral minus 20 cos cubed t between 0 and pi over 2 0 and pi over 2 is going to be equal to minus 20 cosine of cubed of pi over 2 minus minus 20 of cosine of 0 with a cube. Now the cosine of pi over 2 is 0, right? It's the cos graph is 0 there. So that is just 0 because we're cubing it, right? So that's just going to be 0. Minus minus is a plus, and then the cosine of 0 is 1. So therefore it's plus 20 times 1 cubed, which is just 20 times by 1, which is 20 as they wanted. And that's it. Does that make sense?